Why did Marvel movies eventually start facing a decline? The simplest answer is the collapse of power scaling and the introduction of the multiverse. Early Marvel felt grounded. Even though the universe included super soldiers, aliens, and advanced technology, everything still felt believable within its own reality. Iron Man constantly survived impossible situations because of his intelligence, strategy, and technology. His victories weren't just CGI spectacles. They were backed by smart writing and genuine tension. Movies like Captain America, The Winter Soldier are still considered legendary because of their tight storytelling, spy thriller atmosphere, and realistic action sequences. Even Thor, a literal god, could be injured, isolated, and emotionally vulnerable. Every hero, whether powerful or weak, felt balanced. The power system had clear rules and believable limits. However, things began to change after Doctor Strange entered the MCU. Powers like time manipulation and reality bending suddenly made the universe feel overwhelmingly overpowered. The problem was simple. When a character can reverse time or open portals across dimensions, grounded heroes like Hawkeye and Black Widow start to feel almost irrelevant. This is one reason Doctor Strange was often intentionally sidelined during Avengers Endgame. His magical abilities were so broken that a version of Thanos, without the Infinity Stones, would realistically struggle against him. From that point onward, the power balance started falling apart. Then came the multiverse. Yes, films like Spider-Man, No Way Home generated massive hype and huge box office numbers. But the multiverse also weakened the emotional weight of Marvel's stories. Now, whenever a character dies, audiences immediately think there must be another version of them somewhere. As a result, sacrifices like Iron Man's and Black Widow's don't feel quite as final as they once did. The multiverse created endless possibilities, but it also reduced tension and stakes. Writers can simply introduce another variant from a different universe whenever needed. And when everything feels reversible, audiences naturally become less emotionally invested. That's why many fans believe Marvel no longer feels as exciting as it once did. Now, let's talk about the one Deadpool variant who never appeared in the Deadpool Corps. His real name was still Wade Wilson. Originally, he was a member of Colonel Stryker's mutant team and used the codename Deadpool. His fighting style revolved around dual swords, and his combat skills were so insane that he could even slice bullets out of the air. Just like every other version of Wade, he was famous for his non-stop talking and chaotic personality. But then he was diagnosed with cancer. In an attempt to save his life, he joined the Weapon X program. That's where he became Weapon 11. Stryker collected the powers of multiple mutants and implanted them into Wade's body. He gained Wolverine's healing factor, retractable adamantium blades, teleportation abilities, Cyclops' optic blasts, and several other mutant powers. The downside was devastating. The procedure nearly destroyed his mind. He was transformed into a mindless weapon controlled by the system. The most shocking change was that his mouth was literally sealed shut. At that point, it became clear that he was no longer the Deadpool fans knew and loved. He didn't wear the iconic red suit, he lacked the crazy personality, and he had none of the fourth wall-breaking humor that made Deadpool unique. He was no longer Wade Wilson. He was simply Weapon 11. What's even more interesting is that the original Deadpool was portrayed by Ryan Reynolds, while Weapon 11 was physically portrayed by Scott Adkins. So technically, Weapon 11 isn't considered a true member of the Deadpool Corps, which is why none of the other Deadpool variants ever accepted him as one of their own.